point guard position is the most difficult position to play every single year, hands down. Hey, I know some people might disagree with that, but let's continue. Now, some people may ask why. Why is the point guard position so hard when it comes to NBA 2K? And it's because the guard has the ball in their hand 90% of the game. It's because the guard takes 99% of the shots. And last but not least, the guard has to take the last shot when the game is on the line. I know that may be overwhelming for some of y'all, but today we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this right. And for the boys that's a part of the Sebuary gang, you already know that we never fail and we always prevail. Just remember who started it. So classes are officially in session. Now I'm just going to state the obvious real quick. If you want to be one of the best, if you want to be tough, if you want to be a good guard in general, then you must have one of the most overpowered guard builds in all of NBA 2K26. For the boys that's willing to get better, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters is evolving, I got y'all. So in my personal opinion, I feel like left-handed players are better than right-handed players. It's just something about that lefty, bro. It's just something about that lefty that I've been a left-handed player every single year, and it has not failed me. You know, it has not failed me, so this is all personal preference. So for the position, it's obviously going to be a point guard. We are going to be the height of 6'2". This is going to be my third 6'2" build in this game, optimized and better than ever. So as you can see, the weight is going to be 182, and I put the weight 182 so we get a 60 defensive rebound. It's overpowered on a guard build to have rebounding, defensive rebounding, not offensive rebounding, because we're not really going to be practicing for offensive rebounds or anything like that, because we're going to be having a ball in our hands 99% of the time. So it's just good to have a defensive rebound because we do get rebound chaser. Wingspan is going to be 6'3". The reason why I do 6'3" and not 6'2" wingspan is because we still can be able to get a 99.3. Yes, the shooting is easy in NBA 2K26, but a 99.3 is just too good not to have. You're gonna be shooting from the parking lot with this, but you feel what I'm trying to say? Now on to my favorite part. So first things first, we're gonna start off with the finishing. We always do every single time I give y'all a build. Y'all know that. Put this up to a 69. Everybody knows that we do not use close shot, especially on a guard build. I don't even know why this attribute is even a thing, respectfully, you know what I mean? So just make sure that you put that to 69. We're gonna go down to the driving layup. We're gonna put the driving layup to a 75. This right here is perfectly fine. You're not going to be really finishing flashy too much because you're going to be having high tier driving dunk, you know, like 84, to where we do get contact dunks and stuff like that. The way I look at it is, if you could get contact dunks on the 6'2", get contact dunks on the 6'2", you feel me? So now we're going to leave standing dunk alone, leave post control alone, because they will go up by themselves with the other attributes being filled up. We're going to go on to the shooting. So for the midi, you're going to want to put it up to an 84, and then since the midi is going up, your three-pointer is also going to go up with it as well. We're going to put our three-pointer to a 94, and as you can see by the badges, you get all the badges that you need on gold. And so our objective is to get a 99.3 on this build. So in order to do that, it's something called cap breakers. Cap breakers are a thing where you can basically maximize your build to its fullest potential. So that's why it was good that we went a 6'3" wingspan so we could get to 99.3. So boom, 84 mid-range, 94 3-point shot, 70 free throw. Let's go into the playmaking. So starting off with the pass accuracy, my initial thought was to basically put out a 73 and then use one cap breaker to put it to a 76 to get versatile visionary on silver. But I noticed that that's not really necessary, you know what I mean? Because the 73 pass accuracy is actually not that bad. You can still get a lot of passes off. You can still get passes off through traffic as long as you got that versatile visionary badge. Even on bronze, that's all you need, to be honest. Now you're going to go down to the ball handle, put it to a 90 because we are going to cap break this to a 92. All you need is a 92 ball handle. I like going 94 to get handles for days on Hall of Fame on my build, so now I can just plus one into legend. But once again, to do that, you must need cap breakers, and I am cautious that a lot of people that watch this video are probably not going to have as many cap breakers as me. So let's just say you have 2 cap breakers to put on ball handle. Go ahead and put on ball handle. You want to put your speed ball to a 91 to get lightning launch on Hall of Fame, and you can also plus one this to legend as well. So 73 pass accuracy, 90 ball handle, and 91 speed with ball. All right, so on to the defense. All I'm gonna say is, if you prefer not to have defense on your guard build, put the fries in the bag. You're astronomically cooked. Defense is way too important in this game, especially on the guard build, bro. You're already as small as it is. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and put our interior defense up to a 52. Listen, the attribute matters. You don't get anything for this, but once again, the attribute matters, bro. I'm telling y'all this right now. I can show y'all multiple clips, multiple gameplays of me getting stops in the paint against centers, against lockdowns, against people that have high finishing because I have interior defense. And what you want to do to accommodate that interior defense is put your block up to a 59. Once again, the attribute matters. You don't get anything, unfortunately, but the animations that you get with these attribute ratings are very good for a small guard. I'm not gonna lie. So boom, we got the paint defense under control for a small guard. We're gonna go up and go ahead and put the steal up to an 85. So as you can see, you get interceptor on gold, glove on silver. We're gonna go ahead and put the perimeter defense to an 82 because we need challenger, y'all. We need challenger. Challenger is very important in this game. Since there's already no contest, you do not want to just keep getting shot over. Yes, you do have to jump. So if you jump with challenger or silver with a 6'2", you're gonna get some type of contest. I'm not saying that you're never gonna get shot over. You're gonna get some type of contest, and that's all you need. You know what I'm trying to say? Because most people don't really be like that. They can't just shoot over you like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, so 52 interior, 82 perimeter, 85 steal, 59 block. Let's go on to the rebounding. All we're gonna do for this category is just simply put the defensive rebound all the way to a 60. As you can see, we get a rebound chaser on bronze, and I'm not gonna lie, I tell y'all, bro, this badge is overpowered on a guard build because you can also max plus to it to gold. You're gonna be getting crazy rebounds. Even with an offensive rebound as a 35, you're still gonna get offensive rebounds here and there too. It's not gonna be crazy, but it's gonna be at a level to where centers be like, damn, he got that over me. That's on a level that's gonna be. Now on to the physicals. We're gonna leave the speed at a 91. We're gonna put the agility from a 76 to an 83 to get those motion styles that we want to get. So now one thing I regret not doing when the game first came out is putting strength on my guard builds, bro. I ain't know that strength mattered until recently, bro. Strength being at a 60 is essential for a guard because we do get strong handles and physical finisher. I'm not too worried about physical finisher too much, but that strong handles badge is something serious, especially when you max push to it to gold. Oh, trust me, you eating. And then last but not least, you want to make sure that you put your vertical to a 75 so that we can get contact dunks on this build. This build is going to be OD. As you can see, even if you don't have cap breakers, you can still use this build at an effective rate, at an effective level, but cap breakers just make this build even more OD than what it already is. So shades of Kevin Johnson, Tyrese Maxey, Baron Davis, ball hawking 3-point slasher. And if you ain't get that name, you did something wrong. I ain't gonna lie to you, but let's move on though. All right, y'all, so I feel like it wouldn't be right if I just gave y'all the build and didn't really tell y'all what to do with the cap breakers. As you can see, I have 11 cap breakers because I have not hit level 40. So when I do hit level 40, I'll have 12 plus the 2 cap breakers that you get from shooting or playmaking specialization. You either want to choose shooting or playmaking, and then boom, in total I have 14. Now, I know a lot of y'all boys probably don't have that many cap breakers. 14 is crazy. Now I'm assuming that y'all probably have maybe 3 to 5 cap breakers on average. So go ahead and just throw it on a 3-point shot. Throw every single one of them cap breakers on a 3-point shot. You want to get a 99 3-point shot as fast as possible on this build. 90 ball handle is still good, and you still get lightning launch on Hall of Fame. So that's what I would do. Now, as y'all may know, to become an elite guard in NBA 2K26, you need the best of the best elite jump shot to go with it when it comes to being a guard. Just look at the best shooters ever, from Stephen Curry to Trae Young to Damian Lillard. All guards that can shoot the ball, not only at any time, but with efficiency as well. Now, when it comes to being a 2K player and looking for a jump shot, you want a jump shot that's obviously green, quick, and also consistent when it comes to playing against good defenders. So for this first jump shot, basing this jump shot off ratings, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 when it comes to speed, and a 4 out of 5 when it comes to greenness as well. So for this jump shot, this base is one of the more underrated bases in NBA 2K26. It was the best jump shot at one point in NBA 2K25, but then boom, everybody got Patty Mills, so everybody was using Patty Mills and stuff like that. This base is actually still very good in this game, especially with the right releases. You're gonna go upper release 1 Colin Sexton, upper release 2 Isaiah Thomas, and then the visual cue for this jump shot is going to be release. I feel like release is the best visual cue in my opinion. Release speed is going to be 4 out of 4 because if you go 3 out of 4, it does slow down a jump shot just a little bit, and we want max speed so we will not get contested, especially because this base is not Patty Mills. And then Colin Sexton 70%, 30% Isaiah Thomas. And yeah, I will rate this jump shot a 4 out of 5 for sure. So for this next jump shot, it is definitely going to be a 5 out of 5 rating. It is very chicken, very green bean chicken wing, very consistent, especially when you get the timing down. And that's all that y'all need to know. Let me just go ahead and give y'all the jump shot real quick. So this base right here, I believe, has the highest green window for any other base in the entire game. And the beauty about this base is that tall guards can also use this as well. It is not only limited to small guards, but you must have an 85 mid or 85 3-point shot to have Quentin Grimes base in this game. So Quentin Grimes base, upper release 1, Cameron Thomas, because it basically balances the release with it not being too fast. And then upper release 2, which is a fast release, which is Darius Garland, so it basically balances the jump shot out. Visual cue is going to be release. What I did was I did 1 2, so basically it's still release but like 2 ticks to the left, and then you want to do release speed maxed out. Animation blending 65%, Darius Garland, 35%, Cameron Thomas. And I promise you, you put this jump shot on, you will not be missing as many shots as you was before with a trash jump shot or something like that, you feel me? So for this next jump shot right here, this is actually one of the jump shots that are secret in 2K because it is gate kept behind starter 4, so you can only use this jump shot if you are a starter 4. Let me go ahead and show y'all it real quick. So this jump shot, I'm rating it a 5 out of 5 star rating because it is Patrick Mills, bro. You cannot go wrong with Patrick Mills, especially because it's gate kept behind the rep. If it's gate kept behind the rep, that means that it's obviously good as hell in this game. You know what I'm trying to say, bro? It is a little slower than previous years, but that's all good because the upper releases matter very much when it comes to Patrick Mills. I thought that Patty Mills was trash when I first unlocked it, but I got the good releases now and we moving and grooving, you know what I mean? So upper release 1 is going to be Anfernee Simons. Upper release 2 is going to be Isaiah Thomas. Blending and release speed is going to be full maxed out release. For this jump shot, release speed is going to be maxed out as well. 61% Anfernee Simons, 39% Isaiah Thomas. I would recommend, if y'all not messing with Patty Mills right now, to try out this jump shot and your whole perspective might change. I ain't gonna lie. So 9 times out of 10, if you're new to NBA 2K and you're a casual, regular NBA 2K26 player, then you may not know what peeking is. So what is it? It's that quick stop, that instant green where you catch your defender sleeping for half a second. No fade, no extra dribble moves, just pure control and timing. It's about knowing exactly when to stop, plant, and let that 3 fly. The defense can't even react to it. That's what separates good guards from elite ones. The ability to peak at any moment. So I'm going to be going over the best and most effective ways to quick stop in NBA 2K26. Y'all be surprised how many people don't know how to stop on a dime. So that's what I'm here for. And I feel like this is one of the most important things besides drill moves and jump shots and stuff like that. So if we're basing the quick stops off ratings, for this first quick stop, it is going to be the traditional way to quick stop in NBA 2K26. It is basically going to be the Devin Booker quick stop. So you must have Devin Booker step back to perform this quick stop, which is going to look like this. So you want to run to the right, run to the left, you want to flick down on a right stick. I would rate this quick stop a 4 out of 5, and the reason why it's not a 5 out of 5 is because it can still get contested even with a base like Patty Mills. Even with a fast jump shot base, it can still get contested. So once again, run to the left, run to the right, hold R2, which is the right turbo button, or the right turbo trigger I should say, and flick down on the right stick to perform that step back right there. So for this second quick stop, it's basically going up the court and stopping on a dime as fast as possible. So as you can see by that move right there, that is going to be the Devin Booker step back once again, but going up the court. You simply want to be running up the court while holding R2, and then you want to keep holding R2 while you're going up the court, flick down on the right stick. Is going to perform that move every single time, and that is one of the best ways to quick stop up the court in my opinion. So the peak that I rate a 5 out of 5 star rating because it's the fastest peak in the game, and you can get every single shot off to where you actually really, you know, catch a defender slacking and they're not going to know when you're going to do it, is going to be the right stick up peak, bro. The best peak in the game, the peak that I've been doing since the game came out, and I was one of the first people to do it as well. So basically how it's going to go is, you want to do an escape. How to do an escape, it doesn't matter what escape you have on, you just want to make sure that you're doing an escape. So you hold R2, and if the ball's in the right hand, you flick your right stick to the left. The same thing if the ball's in the left hand, you flick your right stick to the right while holding R2 the entire time. Because if you don't hold R2, it's going to give you a regular standing crossover like this, and you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. So ideally, it is better to do it out of a Kemba Walker escape or like a Trae Young escape, because those escapes are more wider, but you can still do it out of Jimmy Butler escape. You can still do it out of Paul George escape. And I'm mentioning the escapes that are used the most when it comes to NBA 2K26. So the ball's in the right hand, hold R2, flick the right stick to the left to do an escape. with your left stick, you're gonna run to that same side ball hand once it's flicked to the other direction. Do the escape to the left, flick up on the right stick while holding R2 to stop, and then shoot right off of it. With the more reps, the easier it gets. The same thing if the ball's in the left hand. Trust me, how to do it is not the hard part. In fact, it's when to do it. Now, a lot of people would know how to perform the peak move, but when to do it is a whole different story. So we're just gonna play this clip back real quick just so I can show you what I'm talking about. So initially, the way that I like to peak is basically either when a defender is sagging off, basically like playing me below the 3-point line, or when a screen is being set, they're playing sides. And since I know that they're playing sides, I'm either going to peek it through the middle, or I'm just simply going to wait for the screen to hit, wait for my center to roll right down through the middle since they are playing sides, and then simply just peek it on the side of the defender. But sometimes it may vary because they might switch everything, in a sense, like once the screen is set, they might just fully switch while playing sides, which is toxic defense, which sometimes you can't really get a peek off. But initially, they might get confused because your center is slipping down through the middle and they're not trying to give up a 2. So that's when you go ahead and peek the shot either to the left or to the right. It's instantaneous thinking, though, y'all. But that's what's gonna separate you from the others. Now, for the part that y'all probably all been waiting for is what are my favorite dribble moves and what are the best dribble moves to get open in the NBA 2K26 when it comes to being a point guard. So starting off with the dribble style, there's only 2 dribble styles that I would ever use in this game, and it's going to be Ja Morant and Zach LaVine. Until we get different dribble styles with the later seasons, then I'll probably make a change. If they're good, you know what I mean? But Ja Morant and Zach LaVine are the 2 best dribble styles to speed boost and also move effectively in the NBA 2K26. You want to make sure that you have these on. So for the 6 size, I'm using Mike Conley because it provides additional combos when you're standstill dribbling, which I like to do a lot. I'm a standstill, fast mint, dribbling guard, plus dribble like a comp guard in a sense. Plus, I add a little bit of steez into my dribbling. So this is essential for me to use because he provides between the leg dribble moves, if that makes sense. So you want to go ahead and put this on, especially because all you need is a 79 ball handle, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They actually did good with this move right here. So boom, the breakdown combo. Now, what everybody uses is Devin Booker. Don't get me wrong. It is an automatic crab, especially if a person is reaching, especially if they play your comeback. You can use this move to basically counter any defense that the defender got against you. But what I like to use also is Jordan Poole because it gives that same, crab animation with doing basically 2 between your legs, and it's easier to combo with as well. Now, Stephon Marbury is a standstill god breakdown combo. You know what I mean? You use this if you want to just stand still dribble, if you want to combo standing still. Now, I wouldn't really recommend standstill dribbling in front of a lockdown space or somebody who has good defense. I would just recommend, mixing up a little bit, make it into balance, and just ultimately dribbling to get open. So just go ahead and throw on Devin Booker. So for the escape moves, every single escape move that I have that is in front of y'all right now are all starred because they are all good and they are most effective in their own ways, especially when you dribble to get open. Now, Paul George is probably the best one when it comes to actually traditional getting open to the right, to the left. You know what I mean? It's basically like Steve Francis from NBA 2K25, and that is what we're going to be using today. Kemba Walker, Trae Young, even Jimmy Butler is basically better for overall crabbing, but we already have the Devin Booker breakdown combo to crab people at any time anyway. So we're going to be using this for today. And once you get used to Paul George and you mix it up, you put on Kemba, you put on Trae Young, or you just try different escapes, you're going to get used to dribbling more and more and more and more. And repetition is the most important thing. For my combos, I use Pro. For my crossover, this one varies. You can either use De'Aaron Fox when you hit starter 4 or Lonzo Ball. I prefer Lonzo because I like the little between the leg that I do up the court. It's a double between the leg that is also effective just for looking flashy, sometimes for also getting open as well. You can choose either or. For my behind the back, there's only 3 behind the backs that I would like to use, and that is going to be Trae Young, Kobe White, and Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is the behind the back that every small guard uses. There's a handful of small guards or just guards in this game that use Trae Young, and then almost every single tall guard uses Kobe White. So if you want to use the traditional behind the back Stephen Curry, we're going to go different today, Trae Young, because it gives a very, very, very good explosive behind the back, which we can ultimately combo and just mix our defender with. So for my spin, I'm using Stephen Curry. You get the 2K19 spin back regardless. So for my hesitation, I got these 3 starred right here because these are my favorite hesitations to use in NBA 2K26. Jalen Brunson if I want to create more space, Jason Tatum if I want some momentum in the best way I possibly can, and James Harden if I want want to get, you know, I'm trying to say a little mixy. For my step back, it's obviously going to be Devin Booker, hands down the best step back in the game. No one can argue with it. For my motion style, I'm using Kyrie Irving. For my hop jumper, which is probably the best hop jumper in the game for guards, is Zach LaVine, because you can do a lot of moves out of it, and I'm gonna show y'all. For my spin jumper is Kyrie Irving, and for the dribble pull up is gonna be Pro 2, just in case you want to fade. This is the best fade in the game for guards. So if y'all part of Sebuary gang or Sebuaryville and y'all watch me for a long time, y'all already know that I ain't just, you know, a crazy steezo dribble god type of player. Y'all would consider me as a staged dribble god, all right? Yo, I take pride in my movement every single year. I take pride in just moving very well, because I was a good dribbler in real life. If y'all want to see me play ball IRL, let me know down in the comment section below, even though I haven't touched the ball in 5 years. But y'all just let me know down in the comment section below, you feel me? I'm gonna just show y'all every single one of my moves that I like to do. I ain't gonna show y'all no ineffective moves. I'm gonna show y'all every single effective move that I like to do to get open every single time. So y'all boys, just make sure that y'all get your controller ready and get ready to dribble with Sebuary. Let's get into this. Before anything though, make sure that you put your pro stick orientation to absolute and put your passive dribble hand switch to disabled in your controller settings. Alright y'all boys, so for the first move that is mandatory for a point guard to know in NBA 2K26 is going to be canceling out of your moves, all right y'all? So if y'all don't know what canceling out of your moves is, it's basically like this. So in a sense, like if I don't cancel out of these moves right here, it's gonna look a lot slower than if I was to cancel it like I'm doing right now. So how to do it is, you basically want to perform a Devin Booker step back, which is hold R2, control button right here, and you want to flick the right stick down. I'm trying to say flick it down once. It doesn't matter which hand the ball is in. It's in the right hand again. Flick the right stick down again, and then boom, you want to speed boost out of it. Now this is how to, you know, get it going a little bit. This is how to get it going. Now to basically perform that step back cancel it's called a step back cancel, because you're doing a Devin Booker step back. You're running a specific way, left or right. You're flicking up on the right stick to cancel, and then you're going back the opposite direction. So boom, up on the right stick, down, up on the right stick, down, up on the right stick, down. You're doing all of this while you're moving your left stick to go to that same side ball hand, aka speed boost. That is a very effective move that I like to do personally when I want to make somebody slide. It's glitchy, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it's a very glitchy move. It's one of those moves where it's like, okay, like it's mandatory that you have to do it, especially when you're ISOing like just any play style in the game. Like this move is like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like that. Without this move, dribbling would be a little bit harder to, like, you know, like get open. Like it would be a little bit harder to get open, but we would still be able to get open either way though. Y'all already know me. Now this next move, a lot of people don't even know that it's in the game, all right y'all? So I'm really giving y'all some crazy sauce, all right? So the reason why I told y'all to put on Trae Young behind the back is because when it comes to the 2K21 behind the back snatch back, which looks like this, see that right there? When you have Trae Young on, it's easier to do because he's actually doing like a longer animation. If I had on Stephen Curry behind the back, it would be a little bit harder. But basically how I do this move is you want to hold R2, and if the ball is in the left hand, you simply want to flick the right stick diagonally down to the right while moving your left stick diagonally up to the right to basically go up the court. But it has to be like basically at the same time. And once you do that, you want to let go of R2, and then you want to flick the right stick down. It has to be fast though, y'all. It has to be fast. So let me go ahead and show y'all real quick. See that right there? It has to be like extremely fast. Like it's like you got to be like damn near light speed, you know what I mean? Like, so to put into simpler terms, it's basically doing an explosive behind the back to the left or to the right, you know what I mean? It's basically like doing a regular behind the back, which is just like this. You know, this is just me flicking the right stick down to the left or down to the right, and then you just simply want to be moving to the left while holding R2. So it should look like this. See, the same thing if the ball was in the left hand. Same thing, so over and over and over again. So you kind of want to get used to that animation, and before this animation plays out, you want to let go of R2, immediately flick the right stick down. See that right there? Every time though, y'all. So for this next move, it's going to be a momentum crossover, which is a popular request. A lot of people be asking me, how do I do the momentum so fast? How do I spam it? And I'm about to show y'all that right now, all right, y'all? So basically, the absolute best way that I can explain it right here, right now, is you want to do in and outs. The reason why you want to do in and outs is because these are the animations that you never want. These animations will get you ripped, it'll get you plucked, especially if a defender is in front of you, you're going to drop the ball every single time. Basically, it's kind of how like you used to do the momentum back in 2K17, where you flick up on the right stick and you move with the left stick to the left if the ball's in the right hand. So it's just simply flicking up on the right stick, holding R2 and running to the left. Like that. You see that right there? Now, basically, it has to be at the same time. It has to be in motion, one single motion. So, see that right there? Like, it's very simple once you get used to it. Very simple, actually. You just flick up on the right stick to get used to this animation. You don't want to let this animation fully play out. It's basically like canceling out of it. Boom, 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 boom. Now, spamming it can be a little difficult and a little challenging, especially if you're not used to doing the momentum. But once you used to it, you can spin out the court just like this. You know what I mean? Now, so after you learn the momentum, then you want to incorporate the Devin Booker breakdown combo, which is probably one of the easiest moves to do in the game. Hold R2/RT, flick up on the right stick. So basically how it's going to look is momentum. One of the most effective moves in the game, especially when the defender is really playing you close up. You can basically do the momentum to like get them off you a little bit, since it's unbumpable either way, because you cannot bump the momentum in this game if y'all didn't know that. You know what I mean? So boom, it's automatic, bro. It's automatic free grab, especially closer to 3-point line, just like that right there. Every single time. That's how I dribble in this game, is basically mixing and matching all these moves together. Comboing is a whole different story than just, you know, trying to get open and stuff like that. When you're comboing, you're still comboing. It's much different than just, you know, speed boosting to the left or to the right. That's why I respect people who can combo dribble, who can do combos and stuff like that, but it must be a balance. And with the drill moves that I gave y'all boys, it's just about simply, you know, practicing in the mind court and just looking at the controller cam for yourself and just, you know, basically copying exactly what I'm doing. And that is how you are going to become a better dribbler in NBA 2K26. Gang, this was a long video. It takes so much time to make videos like this because I'm actually putting my time and effort and making sure that it's a banger for y'all and making sure that y'all actually understand what I'm saying in the entire video so that you can become a good guard and so that you can evolve. You know what I'm saying? If y'all made it all the way past the first half, the second half, up to the point that we are right now, the end of the video, and you have not hit the subscribe button yet, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and more importantly, turn on all post notifications so I do not miss another banger from your boy. I'll be trying my best to make y'all boys tough, so I would appreciate if y'all do all three things: like the video, subscribe, and turn on all post notifications. I love y'all boys so much. I'm gonna continue to make videos like this because I just love helping people in general. I'll see y'all next one.